Awesome. All right. Well, let's get into it because this is being recorded and people will, understand what's happening when they join. So it's fine.
Yeah, let's do it. We've got heaps to cover. So
we do. So take it away, China. What is Beauti Software?
Oh, all right. So basically, I owned a salon for 6 years myself, 6 to 7 years, and I've now been coaching for about the same time, coming up to 7 years. And with all of the systems that I've experienced, I've pretty much worked inside of every booking system that is out there. And I just found that some of them had these really great features, but they were missing other features. And I really felt like it's clear that someone in the industry hasn't built this. Somebody who is trying to imagine what we need has built this. And there's always small pieces missing, whether it's massively overcomplicated tech that needs you to connect all of these different systems, or it's just too difficult to get something set up, or there's parts missing in terms of like your marketing capability, your client support capability, even just the way, you should be able to connect add-on services to a particular treatment. That should be such simple stuff that as I was working inside these different accounts, I was like, what? I can't believe it doesn't do this. It seems crazy. It's counterintuitive that it doesn't do this for our industry. So it would have been, I'm going to say probably 7 or 8 years ago, I really want to build a booking system, and I want it to be a booking system, a marketing system, a staff management system. I want the beauty industry to kind of come up in the world and be in the modern day, just like so many other industries are. I feel like we're really far behind what other industries have at the moment in terms of business support systems. And of course, I started looking into it, but it is an extremely expensive, long and difficult endeavor to take on, which at first I was like, oh, it'll be fine. I'll just pay, someone on Fiverr $20,000 to build this awesome system. I was so wrong. I can't believe that I thought that, that was just ridiculous. But anyway, so about 2 years ago, we started building and we started mapping out the framework of, what we wanted this to look like, what we needed it to include, and how we wanted it to feel for the salon owner in terms of usability and intuitiveness. There was this feeling of like, which Android is definitely caught up, but I remember back in the day when Apple started really launching, and it was like, everything you do on an Apple device is intuitive. It just feels natural the way you work the system. I wouldn't say that now because I'm an Android user now and I can't even use an Apple phone, but it was like, I want that sexy simplicity that is intuitive and easy for a business owner that also supports their growth. So that's basically what we've built with the Beauti Software. It is all integrated in a way that you can participant is enabled closed caption. Not sure what that means.
We might have someone who's hard of hearing, maybe.
Oh, there we go. I can't do muting from my end.
That's okay, I will. I'm just going to mute you back.
I think I'll send them at you, okay?
Perfect. So it's all connected so that you can not just manage your clients and your staff, but you can also really use it to build your business. So you can create full workflows after an appointment, after a product sale, that then create a better relationship with your client, that ensures that they're coming back more often, that ensures that they feel supported after they've had a treatment or bought a product, and kind of everything in between. So somebody asked me the other day, what's the difference between this and other systems? And a lot of people ask that, and I'm like, if I was to explain that, we would be here for hours because sometimes, like booking an appointment, it's got the same functionality, but there's small changes that make it more efficient for us as business owners or the receptionist or whatever. So baseline, we have everything that's needed and everything that is in other programs. but then we've tweaked and added so that it is just that kind of level up for a business owner.
Yeah, right. So I mean, did you say you started developing this 5 years ago?
No, we started developing it 2 years ago.
Oh, 2
the
years ago.
idea started about 7 years ago.
Yeah,
so
right.
It's been developing in my brain, but like having the developers building it
Yeah.
has been 2 years. Yeah.
And I assume you've got so much experience with different booking software and stuff. You've seen things that are missing and you would have had, considering all the people that you've worked with, so much feedback from people asking for like, oh, my booking software doesn't do this, my booking software doesn't do that. And I guess you've kind of been able to encapsulate all those great things that people love about what they have, but all those things that they're like, oh God, I wish it could do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody, like, I just feel like if another system did everything, there was no way I would be taking on this huge challenge. If there was another system out there that I was really happy with, I would just be referring people to that 100%. But it just felt like there was a real gap in what was available. And in terms of price points and these huge lock-in contracts and this big cost for support and all of these things that a lot of systems are doing, which I feel are they're not in favor of the business owner. If you're really deeply unhappy with the business system, you should be able to leave. It should be up to us as the booking system owner and developer to create an environment and a product that you're happy with and want to stick around with.
Yeah.
So I know that there's, sorry.
No, I was going to say, I mean, I've used quite a few different booking systems over the years, different places that I have worked, and I've never been in love with any of them either. And that's one of the reasons why when you said you were developing this software, I just went, yes, someone who's in the industry, because as you said, it's so obvious that these systems are created by someone who thinks they know what we want, or maybe it's better suited to a different industry, for example, hair. But beauty is so different, and people who are not in our industry don't really understand those subtle differences. We do need to have so much more functionality with beauty. And I've never found a booking system that ticks any of my boxes. It's just been a matter of going, okay, what are my non-negotiables? And what are the sacrifices I'm happy to make? Yeah.
Now, I will just say at this point, there's people are going to join the software, and there's going to be things that they want. There's going to be things missing. And it's not going to be a perfect system because it's pretty much impossible. But we have tried, our absolute hardest to build something that's very specific for the beauty industry. And we are also building it in stages. So we have all of stage 2 already planned out, but we just need to get this in you guys' hands so you can start using it in your businesses, in your reception areas. And then we move into phase 2, and it's like, okay, these are the next most important things. So it will be something that we constantly are tweaking and improving and adding pieces on, and we'll create a timeline as well. So everybody who joins can see like, all right, that thing I really want is going to happen within the next 6 months. So cool. Like I'm okay to wait that out type of thing. So you can see what our plans are.
Yeah, that's cool. So I guess, I mean, we've got quite a few questions that have come through from people who are keen to find out more. And I know you've had a waiting list in place for a little while. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people in that first trial phase, when do you expect that to be live? A few weeks?
We're crossing our fingers for 3 to 4 weeks. I've had some promises from the developers before that haven't quite happened. So I'm saying 3 to 4 weeks, that's what they're saying, and we're really driving for it. The only thing that stops us is, this capability isn't where we need it to be to feel confident to release it. But everything going to plan, 3 to 4 weeks, we'll have our first round of beta testers through who can tell us that everything's awesome and we can release it to the world.
Fingers crossed. So I guess, let's cross over some of the questions that people have sent through in terms of what they're wanting or looking for, or, can we expect to see this or, you know, this is something that we don't currently have, will it be there? So in terms of, so I'm guessing you've got, well, I know you've got tiered services. So, you know, there's like a basic level, a mid-level, and a the top tier level. So talk us through those.
Sure. So I've tried to make sure that even at that basic level, because I know there's so many single salon owner operators out there who are looking for something that gives them everything they need, and they're not paying $1 million or like big business prices. So I've tried to make sure that all of the really core stuff is still in that basic level.
Yeah.
Like your digital consultation forms, like your online deposits, like your online booking system, like selling products online, you know, that stuff is still important for the lower levels. And then we have it tiered in a way that you can choose depending on the size of your team. So you can choose any of the levels dependent on the size of your team, whether it's just you or whether you know, have a team of 1 million. Then we've got the next level up, the basic, which gives you some more capabilities around subscriptions, memberships. There's a few other bits and pieces in there that just give you a little bit more freedom in terms of growing a larger business and investing that money back into your business. And then the most advanced is where you get your, so the basic one doesn't have all of the marketing capabilities. Sorry, the middle one has your everyday marketing. So your general campaigns, your ability to add all of your, you know, beautiful automated Canva designs into your pre and post client care, all that sort of thing. And then your advanced has the academy in it as well.
Yeah.
So the academy is essentially all of my teachings inside, and it shows you how to build a really great client experience message sequence, how to do a membership, how to build ads, how to figure out who your ideal client is, how to set up your policies and procedures. That's all in the academy section of it.
Yeah, wow. So, and what sort of, I mean, I know you've got the accelerator program, the fully booked. How many programs do you offer? And I'm guessing they'll all be in that top tier one.
So it won't be like a program thing. It's going to be all individual things that, so I ran the Spark program, this, that, and the other. It's basically all of the foundational marketing and business tools that you need. It's not like a course. It's like, I want to go and learn how to build an ad today, and you can just jump in and go ahead and do that.
Yeah,
or,
right.
I'm ready to set up my membership, so I'm going to jump in and do that. And of course, within the booking system, you have all of the membership capability, you have all of the templates there. And then the academy is like, this is how to do it. This is how to get the best results from it. This is how to set it up in the booking system most, you know, efficiently.
Yeah, right. That sounds really awesome. So
it's a big sort of differentiating point, because I find in a lot of the other systems you get the simple, hey, come and rebook and here's 10% off your next appointment, and the conversion rate is just so low. So I want to make sure that this system is bringing you in a lot more money. It is helping you grow your business, make more profit, blah, blah, blah. It's not just managing the day-to-day things and then saying, good luck with the rest of it. Here's some really basic, boring, you know, automated messages for you. So it has all of that information in there to help you really grow as fast as you want to.
And can salons build their own automation? So, for example, like I'm sure you'll have like some suggested ones in here. This is what we know works. But if I want to have, say, say I wanted to have a client referral program, could I build that into the system?
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially what we have in there, so it's as flexible as possible, is pre-appointment automation and post-appointment automation. So there's two separate areas. You can then choose exactly what you want your messages to say, exactly when they'll go out, and then all the parameters around who they should go to, whether it should be only once to every client or only to new clients or only to clients who don't have future appointments. And then you have total freedom to set up like entire, you know, marketing flows before and after appointments. That's, you can choose SMS and email, so you can do the same via both channels, or you can choose something a little bit different, and your email marketing has all of your images and your beautiful links and blah, blah, And your text messages, you can also add in like private links or specific links to services or products in your text messages, as well as whatever content you want to add in there.
Yeah. And I know this is getting recorded, so it's going to be seen by people who aren't here and don't have the ability to ask. I'm sure there's going to be some people who watch it and hear the term marketing flow and go, oh shit,
What's that?
That sounds hard. And I know you've got the academy. So obviously they'll be able to go in there and learn, but you know, I know there'll be some people that just instantly tune out when they hear that and go, oh God.
Okay, so I'll simplify it. It's basically a series of messages. So whether you want them to be text messages or emails, you can say after our signature facial, we want an email and a text message to go out immediately after, letting them know that this is their aftercare. This is what they can expect within this time frame. Here's a beautiful document, you know, a clickable link, blah, blah, blah. And then you say, all right, so they've got that immediately. And then we want them to get another one 2 days later that says, how are you feeling? You know, what's happening with your skin now? Make sure you reach out if this, this, and this. Make sure you're staying out of the sun, whatever you want to put in that. And then another one goes out 2 weeks later and says whatever you want it to say. So that's your flow. It's basically nurturing your client, and you can set that automation up. So it's like every client who comes through for a signature facial goes into this message sequence where they get all of those messages after. And then if, you know, if you only want that to happen the first time they've had that treatment, you can set that as a parameter saying, you know, the first time someone has a signature treatment, they'll get this sequence.
Wow. That's amazing. Cool. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's so exciting. And you can obviously set that so that they get a different flow per treatment. So say, for example, I do plasma fibroblast and I do facials. I want to have a different set of aftercare going out for someone with plasma versus a facial. So I can customize that.
So so you can do to any service. So it might just be like, thanks so much for coming in. We love you. Send us a review. And then you can select each service and do a specific flow to each one. And you can do the same for each product. So if you're selling any specific product, you can flow an automation after that, which might just be, you know, hey, it's been 4 months since you bought that facial cleanser. It's probably time that you refill. Pop in or click this link to buy online. So we also have all of the products that you put into your system have their own individual link that you can attach anywhere to your social media, to your website. They can click and it buys it, purchase it through your system.
That's so good.
It's taken so long to.
That is amazing.
Develop.
Wow. Oh, I'm so excited. This is going to be so good. I think I'm going to be your number one fan. Probably not. I think I've got a few people in line before me, but this is amazing.
I hope so. Oh man, it has been all of my heart and soul, and every single. We've sat and gone, how do we make this work? Like logistically, how can this actually be a thing? And then we sit and brainstorm it for like a couple of weeks and we're like, we figured it out. This is what we need to do. Coders, code it. So yeah, it's been a process.
Yeah, amazing. So I mentioned, so you can set up a client referral program, correct? So say, for example, Sarah comes and sees me for a facial. She refers a friend. I can give Sarah some sort of thank you, but I can also give the friend like a specific offer. Is that something that's going to be?
We do have a training in the academy around client referrals, and I'm going to have to double check what we have in terms of tech. Setting it up.
I feel like that would be pretty challenging. But could it be something like a code or something like that? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's different ways around it, obviously, but we do have the capability for secret links, which I'm really excited about. Ooh. So they're links that allow clients to book online, but not everyone can see them in your general booking system. So like a random can't just come on and see it, but you can create a special link for a business-to-business referral, so that a client can scan a QR code and book in for a B2B referral with that particular business, and you know exactly where they've come from. Okay. Or like a birthday message. You don't want everyone to be able to access your birthday offer, but you also don't want everyone to have to call to book it in. So it's like a secret link that only gets sent out to people who have birthdays that month, and they can book it online.
Oh, that's
so clever. It could be something like that for client referrals as well.
Yeah. Awesome.
I think that referral question that came through as well was about salons referring salons. Yeah, which we will have a full referral system plugged into the back end where you can become an affiliate and earn some cash.
Cool. I'm going to take advantage of that. So let's so what about so obviously you can do SMS reminders. So what kind of allocation for how many messages per month per tier?
So that is all on the website. I can't even remember off the top of my head, but I know that we are doing the numbers are higher. I've made sure the numbers are a little bit higher than what Timely's offering, just for a little bit of juicy goodness. So I think it's 150 SMS per month on the lowest package for a single person. And then we increase it, accordingly. So as you're getting up to the higher ones, you get quite a lot. And the single cost of an SMS is 10 cents. So that's
so if you go over your allocation, you can just
purchase
buy
more blocks.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So and what about deposit? So pre-booking. So how does it work? Do you have booking protection, and can you choose like deposit or prepay or card protection?
So as you enter your services, you can create the dollar amount specific to each service that you require as a deposit. Yeah.
Awesome.
So we've just made it so it's completely editable in that sense. So that means we also have staff tiers. So if you have an advanced staff member and a junior staff member, they will be on different pricing tiers for the same service. Yeah.
That's
so
good.
Then that then allows you to have a little bit more freedom there. So what basically happens is we are integrated with Stripe, which is an online payment system. So they enter their credit card details online, and that will take the deposit for them and then store that for you. And you can also over the phone do that, enter the credit card details over the phone for them to take the deposit. Now, what we are wanting to do, which will probably be in the early weeks of the second round, is be able to create a payment link that can be sent out via text message automatically for someone who books on the phone, so that you don't have to be manual.
Far out.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
If you really flat out the front desk, you don't really want to be taking 5 minutes to jot down credit card details. That isn't available right now, but it's coming.
Yeah. And what about different payment providers? Because that's one of the reasons why I haven't gone with someone like Fresher or Timely, is that I have my payments through Square, and I want to stay with the system because I have
you'll be able to send a
different websites,
text
and I want to keep all my online
deposit payment
stuff
to someone that books over the phone
through the same system. Like I don't want to have Stripe for one part of my business and Square for another part of my business.
Just before you go on, are you able to mute Sarah for me, just because I'm hearing both talking?
Oh, sure. Sorry, Sarah.
Awesome. Thank you. So we're not integrating with other systems, but we have the choice of where the payment method has come from. So you can use an FBOS machine, you can use Square, you can use I can't remember what the other one's called, whatever you want. And you'll click where that processes. So all of your reporting is still in the system under, where that money came from.
So if I wanted to do online bookings and have booking protection, it would have to be through Stripe at this stage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, at this stage it would. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good to know. So in terms of like that booking protection, so one of the questions that has come through is in terms of clients removing their cards from their files. So with Timely, apparently clients can remove, they can't remove their credit card from their file free treatment, but if, for example, they don't show up to their appointment, they're able to remove their card and then like immediately and then before you get a chance to charge them for not showing. I hope that makes sense.
Yes. Yeah, I read that one. I was like, wow,
I hadn't heard that, and that's a huge
huge issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to my understanding, no, the client cannot remove their credit card from the system. So
Yeah.
it's in there, and the deposit is already paid as well. So as long as your deposit system's set up, they can't, that can't be then taken back out. So you're totally secure there. Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
I just want to say also about the different online systems. So we are planning on integrating a few different ones so that you can choose. But right now that will be in either stage 2 or stage 3, just because there's so many payment systems out there that it's really hard to please everyone. What you could do, so that's still not with the impossible with online booking. Anyway.
Look, I'm starting to realize that is something that has previously been a non-negotiable, but I may need to negotiate on that if I want a decent booking system.
Yes,
because I don't love Square bookings, but I've never liked Stripe as a payment provider. So I was choosing the lesser of two evils, but I think I might need to get off my high horse on that one. But that's definitely a personal issue. So in terms of services, so you mentioned before that you can have like different tiers, or put your staff member as an advanced staff member versus a junior staff member, and have different pricing tiers. Will you be able to have different services available only on specific days? So say, for example, you've got Sarah who does brows, but she only works 2 days a week, and she does her constant Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and she's your brow girl or your lash girl or whatever. So can you make it so that those services are only available on those specific days that she's in?
Yes, so basically the booking system works according to the staff and the services that they can provide. So if there's no staff on the day that somebody who can do the services that you want, there won't be anything available. However, I know the person who asked that question wanted to know whether they can themselves wanted to do facials on Mondays and Tuesdays and brows on Thursdays and Fridays. So it doesn't have that capability as a single staff member. However, if you wanted to set that up, you could say that you're 2 staff members and, name yourself Sarah 1 and Sarah 2, and then separate the services you do and the days that you work. But obviously you'll be paying that little bit more to have 2 staff members on. So we are looking at like non-staffed bookings. So things like saunas and LED and things like that, where there's no hands-on staff, that will be happening in phase 2, where you can use a space without having to have a staff member there, and it's
so
just
like
allocated to a room. And what was the other thing? Oh, it's gone from my brain, but that's
I'm sure I'll come across it as I scroll down the list of questions.
Probably.
And so I guess does that come under like a capability? So you put a staff member into the system, you've got all of your treatments. So like Timely has it, and I think Shortcuts have it like this as well. Probably Katomba, I haven't used that one. But you've got your treatments that you offer, and then you tick on each staff member like which treatments they can do. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, cool. So going down, so options for solo. So somebody has asked, can we use, is it like usable across platforms? So iPhone, iPad,
yes,
computer,
it is, yeah.
And can you have it open on multiple systems at the same time?
Yes, you can. So because it's a cloud-based software as well, cloud-based software, you can access it from anywhere. So you will also have specific, what's it called, allowances for staff members. So there's going to be a different login to ensure that staff can't see, whatever it is, each other's pay or targets, or see how much the business is earning, or whatever you want your staff preferences to be. You can change that up. And then you can be logged in from home and be doing things from home while the girls are logged in the salon. You can have a few iPads going at the same time. So you'll also be able to take a photo of the skin and upload that photo into the client profile directly from your iPad or whatever it is, so that you can kind of document everything there. So it's very versatile in that way.
And so moving on from that, I'm assuming the Observe and the More Me scanners, which have the iPad or tablet system, does that sync with the system as well through those devices?
So we don't have the programs integrated at the moment, but photos or documents can be uploaded from anywhere. And then as we go through and as we beta test the first group, we're going to see how smooth that process is for them and whether we need to create an API integration or whether it's okay as it is. So that's something definitely very high up on the list.
Yeah, cool. And this one, I don't know if this is a question that's been asked, but it's just come to me after from what you've just said. Being a cloud-based system and with all of the data attacks that we've had recently, how's the security?
Yes, we've been working very hard on that. So our developers recently they have this huge launch of a legal program, which is essentially a system that allows couples to amicably divorce and add all of their private documentation and blah, blah, blah to that. And they are absolutely super tight. And they are also about to build a system specifically for nurses. So yeah, we're really looking at how secure it is and making sure that we are in a very safe environment, because I've brought it up many times, like this stuff is confidential. It's not just, like fluffy beauty stuff. This is confidential information. So yeah, we are good.
And in terms of so client data, so obviously with the data laws, clients can email us and say, hey, I want to see all of my data that you have on me, and I want you to, I'm no longer a client of yours. I want you to delete that data from your system. I don't want you to have it anymore. How easy is that? Which I'm sure will never happen, but if it was to happen,
I would not know how easy it is to delete a whole client. I'll have to test that.
Actually, what about duplicates? Can you merge, if you accidentally have a duplicate client, can you merge that?
Yes, I believe you can. I'll have to double check that one as well, but I do think that we have spoken about that, and as the migration goes, duplicating, what do you call it? Merging the duplicates as well. So I'll just double check that with.
And if someone books online versus, and so say, for example, I have someone who messages me on Instagram and for some reason or other doesn't want to book through the online system, because that happens. And so I manually create the client. If they then decide in future that they're going to book online, is that going to create them a second file, or will it recognize their information and go, oh, it looks like they're already in here, and connect them? Does that make sense?
Yes, so it will recognize them. So what will happen is you create the booking for them, and then you're going to send them out a digital consultation form.
Yeah.
When they get that, they're going to enter their email, and then it's going to connect the dots and make sure their consultation form goes into their thing. Luckily I've got a very smart man managing the build of this, because I'm like, oh, I hadn't thought about the fact that they need to link.
Awesome. Cool. All right, well, that's good. So in terms of maintaining client records and so client photos and progress photos and things, what's the capability inside like that? Is it easy to upload progress photos and have them show in a relative order?
Yes, so super easy to upload them. You've got client photos, you've got client documents, so those are things you'll actually upload, like if you need to scan in documents from a doctor or a whatever, medication or whatever, you can scan those in and upload them. And then you've got your digital forms, which are the ones that you you can build within the system however you want. They're all there, so you can click through. It's all really nicely in its own little boxes, so it doesn't feel overwhelming and confusing. And then with your images, they've got the dates of when that happened and what the appointment was and blah blah blah.
Yeah. Cool. And if I upload a photo to the system, is there a specific way that I have to like name the file, or, you know, can it just be, you know, like 7,672 point whatever, whatever the camera takes it as?
Yeah, you just click upload, and as long as it's an image file, it will upload as an image. And then if it's a document, it needs to be a document file. But yeah.
How does it go with the image format HEIC? Because I've noticed that with some of the newer iPhones coming out, a lot of them are defaulting to take photos in that format. And the only reason I know that is because I'm helping a girl at the moment with her website, and a lot of the stuff she's sending me is HEIC, and I have to manually convert it to JPEG, or it won't upload to the website.
Okay.
It's you can see it on your phone, and I can see it on my phone. I'm an Android, but she's got an iPhone, and it's an iPhone specific format.
Yeah, right. I can't answer that for you, but I can get the answer, and
Cool.
we can check on that definitely.
Because I'm assuming if people are using iPhones or iPads, it may be a thing. Where it's going to be set up that way.
Bloody iPhones.
Bloody iPhones. Apple just got to be different, don't they? So wacky.
I know.
So Shopify. Does it sync with Shopify?
So no, it doesn't.
No.
But we have, so ChiMarie has integrated with Shopify. And it's something that we looked at, but then we decided it can all actually be in the same system. So every product that you have can have its own link, which means that you can have it directly on your website, directly on your social media. You can set your, you know, shipping costs and all that sort of stuff. It also will obviously then work, which I'm sure ChiMarie and Shopify do because they're integrated, but it'll work with your, what do you call it? The products, your stock take, and, you know, what's coming in and what's going out. So it'll all be linked together there. So although it doesn't integrate with Shopify, you can essentially do the exact same thing within the system in a way that you can put all of your products online and people can still buy them directly.
So so when I've got a account with Beauti Software and I'm running everything through, does it give me a website?
No, but it gives you links that you can put onto your website, or onto your social media. So if you've got a Facebook shop, it's just a link that you then add into a button.
So I can link it. So yeah, I've got my all my products through Square, and I've connected that to my Facebook store. So it connects through to Facebook the same way.
Yeah, so basically it's like a payment link for a particular product. So that payment link can be put anywhere. So you can add a picture on Facebook and say, hey, buy this product here, and just post it as a normal post. You can add it into your shop, or you can put a picture on your website and then add the link behind it. It
doesn't link with the Facebook store. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And what about things like WordPress and Wix? Obviously you can embed those payment links anywhere, but in the future, potentially, are you looking at integrating with either of those web?
Not necessarily, unless it becomes a big thing, but I use WordPress myself, and all of my links are separate links and they just sit behind a button. So when you add a button, where do I want this to link to? And you link it, you just pop your link in there. So it's quite simple. I feel like we might be getting overly techie because people are going to be like, how do I add a link to a button? But basically it means like each product that you have in your booking system, you can text message a link, you can email a link, you can put a link on, and it's all to the same product to at the price that you set your retail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chill. So cool. So going back to online bookings, I don't know if we covered this or not, but with deposits, can you set it to be either a specific dollar value or a percentage?
So it's just a dollar value in
just
the
a
system.
dollar value. Okay.
Yeah, but of course, because you can do it specifically for each treatment, if you want it to be a percentage of it, then you would just calculate what the percentage is and put it in dollar form.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Cool. And with things like your confirmation text messages and that sort of stuff, let's get into, like how can they be customized, and is it different per tier of the program?
It's not different per tier. You get the exact same access to your notifications. So there's a notification section, which is confirmation, reminder, thank you, whatever it is. So those are your baseline messages, and you can edit those. So it's basically like go in, write what you want to write, enable it, and that will go out automatically. And then that's different from your everyday marketing or your nurture sequences, which is in a different area, which will then be, like however many messages you want to go out before or after the service, which can be very detailed. You can have your email with all of your images and your links and whatever it is on there.
Yeah. And so I guess in terms of the access you get for those, that changes per level. So at the basic
so
level,
the lower level you get all your notifications and everything. Medium level you get the full everyday marketing. So with the everyday marketing, it's not just those nurture sequences. Man, there's so many things that I've got to cover, but we won't get through it all today. That you also get like hundreds and hundreds of pre-designed Canva templates. So we are integrated with Canva, which means basically, let's say you've got your salon birthday coming up. We've got like 3 to 5 different styles that you can choose from. And then each one of those designs is in every size that you need. So like a poster, a Facebook banner, a website banner, an Instagram post, Instagram story. And you can click through to those and edit them however you want. So you've got the baseline, you can change the colors, you can change the font, you can add your logo, whatever it is. Then once you select that, you can upload that straight back into your nurture sequence. So if it's for, if it's an email or if it's text message, whatever it is, you can upload those back in. So it's like choose a Canva template, and that's in the medium package from the medium package up. Yeah.
And with the emails and that sort of thing, does that go out from my hello@mysalon.com.au, or does it go out as a, yes, it looks like it's hello@mysalon, but it's really some sort of like back end?
Yes, it's a back end system. Yeah. So it won't go out from your Gmail or wherever. It will go out from our system, but it will come through from you. So what we've done is for the everyday marketing, for the nurture sequences and stuff like that, we have a really dynamic email design system, which is essentially like MailChimp in a way that you can drag and drop and you can add images and buttons and make it look as beautiful and extravagant as you want it to. And we also have a bulk emailing system if you want to do like mail out campaigns, so it's all internal. However, we also integrate with MailChimp so that those of you who do work, like I know a lot of people in the industry are working with MailChimp, it's also a more robust system, MailChimp. If you're sending, 10,000 emails in one go, they're going to do it in this way that ensures that it goes into less junk boxes and stuff like that. But if you're just wanting to do a blast and it's to your current clients and they already know you or you're already on their contact list, then that will all go out internally in the system. So it's up to you whether you want to only use the internal system or whether you want to integrate with MailChimp.
Cool. Okay, so that's cool. Things like, so obviously the email address that comes through from me. What about SMSs? So there's a question here. Can I have my own SMS number so that clients save it as my number, or is it the same number for everyone?
No, I'm really excited about this. So every salon will have their own independent phone number, which will allow for two-way SMS. So cool. A client can always reply to your text message. It's not like, they replied and it got lost in the interwebs. This is something that has really held us up though, because we've had all sorts of problems setting it up because it is more difficult here. But it will mean that a client can save your number into their phone from all of your automated messages. And if they text back, you'll receive that.
And where does that go? Like, is there a system? Is it easy to find? Because I know in Timely they have that feature and it's not super noticeable.
Yeah, right. I'll have to double check that where the notification comes through, but there is just notifications in the system. So it's likely it'll just pop up there with a big like red, you have a notification. But I will double check how that looks when the message comes back through, and we can talk about that. That'll be something that I can share on the
we can follow up. Cool.
Yeah.
So this is a question, I'm just going to read it out because I'm not really sure that I get it. What happens when clients send random text messages later into their confirmation? Hang on.
Yeah, I get that one. So that's exactly what I just answered. So
okay.
Cool. You know, if you don't have a two-way system and a client messages you 2 months later from the confirmation SMS they got, you're never going to get that, because I sent my dentist like this really bad review on a text message because I was so upset with what they'd done. And then I realized a month later, I was like, they never even got that. That just like disappeared. Like, damn it. Oh, well, at least I got my frustrations out and no one had to read it. But so they would have got that if they were using my system.
Oh, that's the next industry for you to tackle, dentists. Revenge is long.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Carolyn. Sorry you're not feeling well.
Thanks for coming, Carolyn. Oh, no. Have a good night. Rest up.
All right. How do you avoid double bookings with the online bookings?
Sure. So I think that one says if
an owner or therapist is blocked off time, can a client accidentally book in online over the top?
No, they can't. So when you go into your calendar, you can click and it says add appointment or add busy time. So that means you can schedule in training, you can schedule in lunch break, they can be scheduled in through the staff system. But, whatever it is, that will block it out and be unavailable in the online booking system. And you can also not book that spot, obviously, in the salon either.
Just on online bookings and things like that. So I remember a few years ago when I was working for another company and we were just launching online bookings. It's about 6 years ago now. And the company decided to go with Timely. And at that stage, and I don't know if they do because I haven't been with Timely since. So say, for example, someone books at, your books are open from 9 until 5. And how do you prevent like gaps in the day? Is there any kind of like smart code or anything like that, or is that way too much of an ask to be able to like force someone to book after another appointment?
So it's in the brain bank right now. We don't have a solution at this moment to ensure that they're clumped in a certain time of the day. So it is only whatever the availability is for the day will show up for that particular staff member. But it's definitely something that we're looking at in stage 2, and we've been discussing. We've also got, with the online booking, you can book multiple appointments, so they can all be booked in together. So I want to leg wax and this and that and that. They all be booked together. So that in itself was like such a brain bleed to try and figure out. It's amazing. You're like, it's easy. You just do it. But when it comes to actually figuring out the logistics, it's a bit harder. So that we wanted to tackle that first, and then next will be that smart code, definitely, because I know, especially as a sole trader, you don't want to do an appointment at 9 a.m. and an appointment at 4 p.m. and nothing in between. So it's on the list.
And I know that Square have something called the fake it filter, where you can make it look like more of your day is booked up than it is if you're just starting out and your business isn't super busy. Is there going to be any functionality like that?
No, we don't have that right now. And it's probably not at the top of my priority list.
I didn't think so.
I would rather help you get really busy with good marketing systems.
And in terms of the booking time frame, so is it going to show, so say for example I've got from 9 until 12 free, is it going to show every 15 minutes, and can I change that? As in, like,
So
and so
online,
you
do
could,
you
you,
mean?
yeah. So if someone wants to book in and they want to book in for an hour treatment, and I'm free from 9 till 12, is it going to show them you can book 9, 9:15, 9:30, 9, like 9:45?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what that shows right now.
Cool.
What do you want it to show?
I don't know, but I probably wouldn't want it to show that many options, because I just think that'd be overwhelming for a client.
Okay, I'll see what it, 1 second, I'll just jot that down.
But also, like, if I've got, again, and it comes back to that smart coding, you know, I don't really want to have someone booking in at 9:15, because then that's 15 minutes. And if that happens all throughout the day, then that's potentially an hour and a half that I've lost.
Yeah, absolutely.
And obviously you can bring someone up and go, hey, do you mind coming in at 9? But
yeah, prefer to avoid that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's no
one.
biggie, but I don't know, like, I kind of, whenever I've seen those time slots and there's lots of them, I feel like it just looks messy.
Yeah.
But that's again just an aesthetics thing.
Yeah, see, for
totally
me, I'm
happy
like,
to wear
cool.
that
I want to be able to book it on the 15 minutes if I want to come in at 11:45 rather than whatever.
Thanks, Bryony.
So much yes to that. Yeah. So yeah, I'll double check that and I will let you guys know.
Cool. So we've already covered aftercare links. How can clients fill out consultation forms pre-treatment? So how does that come through?
So that is, we've got a full consultation form builder within the system, which is totally drag and drop. So you can build whatever form you want, which includes like drop-down menus, short answer, long answer, yes and no, multiple choice, whatever it is. So you can build, even if you want them to fill out different forms for different things, like if you're doing a survey or something afterwards, you can do that as well. And then essentially that's just a link. So when you're in text message marketing, when you're in your notifications, there's a drop down add link, and you'll see all the links to all of the forms you've created, and you just click the one that you want in there. And
so it goes through as a digital form, not like a PDF or anything like that.
Digital form. So they fill it out, and then it comes, that's where they enter their email address, and then that form then connects into their profile and you get that information back.
Can we have it set so that if, like, we can request that they upload a photo or something like that, upload a document with that?
I'm not sure. Oh, I'm out of that at the moment. I was just in there having a play a minute ago. So I'll have to let you know if they can upload a no, not when we're on the call, just before we go on the call. Yeah, I'm not sure if they can upload a document there, but I will find out.
Yeah, cool. So business summary and daily sales report that shows everyone's figures. Now, I'm a reports girl from way back. I love my reports. So this is fascinating to me. What's the reporting? I'm guessing it's going to be pretty substantial.
Yes, so we've got the reports really are focused on the ability to then market according to what's happening in the business and see what's going on. So you've got your general dashboard, which is going to show you exactly what's happened with treatments and product sales, and, you know, break that up for you and show you kind of like the overview with your graph and stuff. And then you're going to have all of your individual, so sales by person, sales by product, sales by treatment. Hold on, let me just read some out to you, because I know this is like a big one that a lot of people have been asking. So we've got the performance summary, the client retention summary. We can look at appointment reports around cancelled appointments and scheduled appointments, stock reports, sales reports are sales by type, sales by product, sales by staff member, sales by day, gift voucher activity. And then you can pull client reports as well. So birthdays, gift vouchers, absent clients, clients by service, clients by product. So we have really focused on being able to pull lists that are then going to be able to make you more money. So what's happening with how my clients are purchasing, when they're purchasing, and then how am I going to improve that.
Yeah. Say, for example, I had like 6 staff members and I wanted to pull up a daily, a weekly or a monthly report which showed me their stats and figures comparative to each other. Could I pull up like one report that showed me per staff member what their rebooking was, what their average sale was, what their product sales were like compared to their treatment sales, what their average number of products sold was per treatment?
So we're going to actually have a full staff portal, which is going to allow target setting per staff member, service and product. So they'll be separate. So basically that page alone is going to give you a snapshot of all your staff members, how close they are to hitting their target for both service, product, their retention rates, all that sort of stuff will be in that portal in one place.
Yeah, right. Cool. Awesome. I love that. And like, does it give you information, for example, like hourly productivity and that sort of, like, can you really like nail down the figures?
So we're finalizing the build of that this week. So I'm going to be able to show you that next time we jump on and give you all the details about that. Yeah. Cool.
Love it. I used to love doing my reports every week. My staff hated me, but they didn't. They loved me, but it was my favorite time of the week. Was like, all right, get all my figures out.
Let's look at what's going on.
Yeah. What can we do better? What are we nailing?
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing.
Absolutely. I know, because it just gives you so much knowledge around what's going on and how you can.
If you don't know what you're not doing well, you don't have the opportunity to change it. And if you don't know what's working, you don't know what you're doing like correctly.
Exactly.
It's so much power right there. It's amazing.
So that's another thing that I thought was important in the staff portal, is that staff members can log in at any time and just check their own targets and how far off they are. And like, I'm a big believer in how far off are you? Let's make a plan to get you to reach that. Let's really strategize around what needs to happen so that you can hit that goal. So it's just creating, like you say, creating clarity around what's already happened, what you've done maybe this time last year, and how you can really smash it out of the water, and you can do your base goals and then your reach goals and all that sort of thing.
Awesome. And in terms of that staff portal, that sounds really interesting. Is that unique for my location? And can I put stuff in there that I want my staff to have access to? Say, for example, product education from the brands that we use. Like, if I have like a digital copy of the product manual, can I put that in there?
So we're working on that being a communication system as well. So that won't be in there for the first launch, but we are working on that. There being task lists in there, there being chat back and forth notes, all that sort of stuff, so that it is more of a communication education portal than just targets and rostering and stuff like that.
Yeah, love it. Awesome. So obviously you've already said that we can sell products online from the software, so you'll be able to do like product reporting and that kind of thing. The product, so when I'm in checkout, when I'm checking out a client, I can obviously put their treatment through and their products at the same time, take that payment all as one. And what's the reporting like around products? Like, can you put in like what stock levels you have on hand and it gives you a low stock report? Is there that kind of reporting too?
Yeah. So it'll give you an alert according to what you set your low stock levels to be.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And so if somebody buys online, that tracks back into the stock that I have in the system and reduces it by 1.
Yeah. Definitely. Cool. And there's also, like your wholesale platform as well, which allows you to add all of your wholesalers, all of their contact details, all of the information there. So it's all in one easy place.
And I'm sure this is probably not going to be in the first iteration, but maybe like in future updates. But would there be any kind of capability or capacity for say I want to focus on this product? So we've launched I stock Ultraceuticals. They've launched a new product and I really want my staff to focus on that, and I'm going to set an incentive for my staff to, whoever sells the most, can I set some sort of like tracking system in there to specifically track this product? Then
There isn't at the moment, but I do like that idea because I am big on, you know, whether it's product of the month or something that you're wanting to launch. So I'll pop that on my notes. So would you only want tracking for that, or would you want?
Well, ideally, if you've got some sort of like cool staff portal going in the background, I'd love for that. I know this is sort of coming into like more technical stuff, but you did mention that you wanted it to be like more of like a messages back and forth so you can update people. There could be some sort of like congratulations that automatically pops up in that notification system that everybody sees. You know, Sarah, she sold one of the products that we're focusing on this month. Congratulations, well done, Sarah. And I mean, like as a BHAG, you know, like we've sold X amount of this product this month, and Sarah, you sold 50% of those, you're winning the incentive. Great work.
Yeah. I love that. That's awesome.
So, and I mean, that's obviously not something that's going to really like motivate someone like myself who's now a sole trader. But back in the day when I was state manager and I had 30 girls under my belt, like, you know, that's would have been incredible.
Yeah.
So.
Love it. I'm just writing that down. Keep going. Any others?
Well, we're pretty much at the end. So we've gone through most of the stuff already. There's one in here. How do we manage annual leave allocations and rostering in the system?
So there's a full system for that within a staff portal. So everyone's rostered, leave goes in there. You can't request annual leave through the system right now. You can put it in, but like a staff member can't log in and then send a request through, but you can do that through your booking system anyway, which is where, you know, the money's going to come in and out and blah, blah, blah. So
does it link with systems like Xero and that sort of stuff as well?
Yeah, so that's another thing. So that is going to be round 2. We'll be integrating with the I just had a brain blank. Bookkeeping systems, accounting systems. Yeah, so we'll be integrating with those, but that will be round 2.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let me just, I want to think if there's anything else specifically that I want to share about that's really cool.
Ladies, if you've got any questions and you want to unmute yourself, please go ahead.
So within the system, we have built-in bulk buy memberships, which means that, and there's training in that, so which means that a client can purchase $1,000 and they get $1,400 credit to spend, and it monitors that, and then you can also select what services they're allowed to access with that membership.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a really great one, and there's training in the academy around how to leverage that. We just did that in the accelerator program today, but how to leverage that to increase regularity of client visits, increase client spend, all that sort of stuff. And then we have also integrated subscription memberships, which means that kind of like what PayLead is doing at the moment, you can set up weekly, monthly, fortnightly, however you want to set them up, payment systems, and you can drag and drop the services and the amount of services that they get for that subscription each month. So it might be.
And does that direct debit?
Yeah, so that goes through Stripe. Well, it goes credit card charges.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So ideally in the long run, maybe in stage 2, we have been in conversations with PayLeader. We might integrate them because they're so great with doing the follow-up for you, doing the text message check-ins and blah, blah, blah. But we don't want the system to be separate. So we don't want you to have to then go and log into your PayLeader dashboard to get information from here. And I just don't want too many systems to overcomplicate things, because I'm finding a lot of systems out there, they do all these upgrades and then salon owners aren't using them because it's just like, whoa, that's too much, and then it just gets forgotten about. So there's so many great features that aren't used. So I want to make sure that when we do add features, they're really easy, seamless, and, you know, easy to set up.
Yeah, Awesome. And in terms of, so I know you've got your like academy in your higher end tier levels. In terms of like the lower ones, so I know we'll have like a lot of solo operators who are going to join on the lower tier. What kind of access are they going to have to things like reports and all that sort of thing? Will they have all the same reports or just some of them?
I'm pretty sure you're going to get all of the same reports no matter what level you're on.
Cool.
The main difference with the lowest membership is there aren't the staff capabilities. I believe if you have a team and you're really investing in your business, you need to be investing in a good system. So you're going to want to be at least at the medium level.
Yeah.
And you don't have access to the subscriptions, the memberships, the everyday marketing and the academy. So it's a baseline system that is going to, you've still got all your notifications and all that sort of stuff. It's just not going to really help you grow your business in a big way. I wanted to say something else, which was important as well. Oh, the support. Before I forget, so the support that you get. So during the beta testing phase, we want to really perfect our migration process from one system to another, so it's really easy for the salon owner. That's something that we're really, really focused on. We're going to be trying to automate as much of that as possible so it's seamless, and then you will have a support agent specific to you who's going to help you make sure that everything is set up in the best way and support you in learning how to use the program.
Does that include importing your calendar?
Yes. So we'll basically support you in everything so that you are ready to go. Another thing is you will have a specific person placed as your business manager. So you'll have a live chat feature in the system that you can get support, anytime. There'll be a different person in the evening. Obviously, it won't be a normal person, but you'll have someone who knows your name, who your business, what your business is, what your services are. They're going to understand your business and your needs. So you're speaking to the same person every time. So even though it's going to be live chat support, it's not just going to be some random person that gets thrown your message. It'll be, back and forth within the hour ideally, and problem solved with that same person. So you'll feel like you're like, hey, remember that problem I had last time? It's happening again. Or remember how I said I didn't know how to send out that email? I forgot again, and they'll know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's going to be common. What's the difference between, so you mentioned the email marketing and nurturing. I can't remember the exact terms for it. What's the difference between like things like automated text messages and what you get in the second tier?
Between the first and second?
Yeah. So I know that for me, I'm tossing up between the first and the second tier because I am just a sole operator. I'm like, how much do I really need? But I also like the idea that I can send out like emails and birthday offers and all that sort of stuff. So what's the difference between 1 and 2?
So everyday marketing is all of your pre and post flows, all of your birthday campaigns.
Yeah, that's it.
So everyday marketing is in level 2 and it's not in level 1.
Yeah. Okay.
So you get all of your automated notifications. So all of your baseline stuff that you need to run the business, but you don't have that growth stuff.
Yeah. And so with the automations, does that include the customized post treatment
Canva templates?
The pre and post treatment. So can I send after, if I'm on level 1, can I still send out after I've had a facial client, this is how you need to look after your skin for the rest of the week? And
no, so that's in your everyday marketing.
Okay, cool.
So all there is your notifications, which is like, hey, confirm your appointment. This is how you get here, or whatever it is. And then I think you can send like one post message or something, but it's more simplified than doing a full aftercare automation.
Cool. And what about clients cancelling and rescheduling their appointments? Do they have the free ability to do that? Or do they have to reach out to me and say, hey, I can't make my appointment, I need to reschedule?
So they will have a client portal, like a login where they can go in and access, but I'm going to have to double check what their capability is in terms of making changes.
Sure. And
And
can
let
I
me know,
brand
yeah.
that? Can I make that look like my branding?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. So you can add your logo and everything in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I make it my colors, or is it standard?
I'm gonna have to check that. I think I'll have to double check that. I'm pretty sure that you can, because I've done it with mine, like when I've set mine up and it looks like it, but my colors are kind of similar to the beauty colors, so I need to double check whether I change those or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Bryony. We're probably going to wrap up in a minute anyway.
Oh, cool.
Good to be like
Thanks.
an hour and 15. Thank you, Bryony.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Here's me. Yeah, we'll probably be going for 45 minutes.
I know. We knew it was going to drag on when we saw all those questions.
We'll probably need to do 2 hours for the second one.
Yeah, because I really want to screen share.
Yeah.
And do walkthroughs. Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to do it on like during the day.
Yeah, I think so. Brand there. Okay, cool.
And hopefully by that stage I've figured out how to go live in the group and have someone else with me.
Yeah. You'll have to do some practice. We can practice just at random times of the day when nobody's online. Okay, so that's all I can think of. I know there's a lot more, but in terms of questions to answer and the additional pieces.
Yeah.
Can you think of anything else?
No, not that I can think of. I'm sure I will afterwards. I usually watch these back a couple of times just so I can actually like sit back and take in what we've said as well, because I know that by the end of this I'm like, what did we talk about?
Yeah, I know, that's why I'm writing notes, because I'm like, I will not remember any of the things I said I would do.
It's all good. Sarah, do you have any questions? Did you want to unmute yourself and ask any questions, Sarah or Mim? You're more than welcome to.
Yeah, please go ahead.
And even if it's a question that we haven't covered yet or something that you're not sure, because that way we can touch back on it again, because we're going to be doing this again closer to the launch date. I think it was about 6 weeks away, isn't it, China?
Yeah, so we should be like launched to the public by the time we do our next one, not just beta testing.
So when's the beta testing going live, do you think?
So that's what we're looking at for 3 weeks. So it's not going to be like, if anybody who watches this is interested in being a beta tester, get in touch with me. So it's not going to be a tiny group. We want to learn how to do perfect migration and onboarding and all that sort of stuff. And we want your feedback on like, oh, this didn't work, or there seems to be a glitch here, or the way that I had to set this up was more complicated than I would have liked. All that sort of stuff can happen during the beta process, so we can edit and tweak during that time. Basically, we need people who already have a decent database, so like minimum 250 clients on there, who are already doing online booking, who are taking deposits, who are selling gift vouchers. Who are making money as well, because we need them to be using the system every day and processing clients every day, so they can get a real feel for it. And of course, be prepared for that initial onboarding to be a little bit more clunky than it will be once we move past that phase. But obviously there's going to be much less cost, if any, for the first few weeks for you to be able to use that and play in there and that sort of thing. So all the beta testers will also get access to the full highest level as well. So if you're like, I'm really keen to use this and I'm not sure what level and I would be a beta tester, then you get to see everything.
Cool.
In that early stages.
Awesome. Cool. Well, it sounds amazing. I'm so excited, and like I don't even know you, and I'm like so proud. This is just like it's such a good system, and we have needed something like this for so long, and it's been so frustrating having worked with so many different systems. I'm like, this part of it's good, but I wish it had this. That it finally seems like there is one, and of course it's not going to tick every box, because I don't think that's actually possible. But it seems like this is going to tick so many more boxes, but also be a really empowering system, which I think is just so you and your message.
Yeah, I really want it to feel like also that people have a say in what's happening and they're not just kind of talked over and say things are going to change for the rest of eternity and then they never do and feel like they're a part of it, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I know that the second it launches, I'm going to get bombarded with suggestions. I'll be like, just hold your horses. Every one of those suggestions is going to cost us at least $10,000. So just slow the hell down.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, we are excited to move straight into phase 2 as soon as we launch, so that it just feels like it's getting better and better all the time.
Yeah, awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, let's wrap this up.
Yep.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome. I love talking about it.
My pleasure. I'm really loving doing these little chats for the group, and I have no idea how many people are watching them or if any people are getting anything out of them, but I feel like, you know, it's there and it's education that we can put out to the community that's only going to make the community better. So, you know, that's what I want to do. So
yes, yeah, it's so good, and it's such commitment from you to be jumping on so often. I'm like, oh my gosh, a call outside of work hours.
Yeah, that's who I am.
You're awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm so looking forward to our next chat. I can't wait to see how it's all looking. So yeah,
see you inside.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And thank you, ladies, for joining us for this whole
thanks,
time.
ladies.
And
much
we'll
appreciated.
see you in a few weeks.
Yeah, awesome. Alrighty, I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to save the recording, upload it to YouTube. Hopefully, with no problems. Lol.
Yep. Might have to like trim off that first bit where we're
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So
awesome.
Cool. All right.
Okay,
well,
have a great week.
You too. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.